Hey guys, Holmes on Bikes here. Hope everybody's doing good, staying healthy, enjoying the beautiful weather. Well, East Coast we're having some beautiful weather, but went out for a ride today. Headed out down into Salem County here in South Jersey. Headed out to this little park along, looks out over the Delaware Bay. Went out just an easy little Sunday cruise today. I wanted to basically put this video together about the number one thing I think is a huge common problem with cyclists, especially amateur cyclists that look up to the pros or the elite riders and racers and see their position and how they look on the bike. So everybody knows slamming the stem gets you huge pro points in the peloton. I think that the reason it's such a problem is, well, there's two things. Number one, there's no point in going that low if you can't hold the position and put the power out. And number two is the position that you end up in when you're slamming the stem. It basically, when you go down into the drops, first of all, you should be able to hold it. You should be able to do a whole ride in the drops because it shouldn't be uncomfortable. Your hands shouldn't go numb. Your lower back shouldn't hurt. It should be a comfortable position. And the second thing, when you're in the drops, your arms should not be locked out. And that's the default position that everybody goes to. I've been guilty of it. You'll be in the drops, you lock out your elbows, keep your arms perfectly straight because it's a natural position because it's your body taking the easy way out. It's easier to support your upper body weight when your arms are locked out. But the thing is, if you're in the proper position, you shouldn't have to lock your arms out because you shouldn't have a lot of weight at all on your hands. Your hands are just controlling the bars. You should be putting power down to the pedals, a little bit of weight on the saddle, and your hands, they should be feeling nice and light. There shouldn't be that much weight on them. So the whole power thing, I think people think that just because they're getting lower and they're getting more aerodynamic, yeah, aero matters a lot. Depending on who you talk to, it's aerodynamics is 80% of the power and energy and effort that you're putting out. 80% of that is just fighting to cut through the wind, which, I mean, that's pretty significant, 80%. So aerodynamics definitely matters. So if you can, and it's comfortable, and you can put the power out, and you can breathe, and you're flexible enough, and you can hold the position, then obviously, yeah, you want to go as low as possible. So, but those are the factors. You shouldn't go low if your breathing is affected, your comfort is affected, you're getting numb hands, numb feet, numb back, any numbness after you start going lower, then obviously those are signs you probably should come up a little bit. And definitely if you're going to go lower, you definitely want to ride for at least a week or two, probably 4, 5, 6 rides to make sure that you're going to be comfortable. For the newer cyclists, your drop and your reach, they should be secondary. The first thing that you need to set is your saddle height. You shouldn't be messing with your saddle height to get more comfortable because of your positioning of your bars. You want to start with the saddle height and you work around that. Everything else comes after. Even though getting lower is part of the aerodynamic equation of, having a better CDA, lower CDA, the things that matter more are when you're down in the drops, you don't want to have straight arms. You want your arms to be as bent as possible. You want your forearms to be as parallel to the road as you can get them. When you bend your arms, that will lower your torso. Not when you have your arms straight and locked out, that's bringing your whole upper body up and then you have more frontal area to be resisting the wind. So because you want it to go lower, but because it's too low, you're actually doing more damage than good, because now you have more surface area that's hitting the wind. That's why in the tests that I've seen, even going, I think they were doing something a little fast, like it was like 28 to 30 mile an hour they were doing in the test. It was 417 watts with it was in the drops with straight arms. So straight arms in the drops took 417 watts to go 28 miles an hour. But then just being in the drops and bending your arms, it dropped it to 385. So I know that 28 is a little fast for especially some new cyclists, but I mean even at 18 to 20 miles an hour, it's obviously going to be a noticeable difference going from straight arms to bent arms. So next time you're out on a ride, you can just test it out. Just find a little stretch of road with no stop signs, no lights. Just test the different positions. Even to really notice it, start up in the hoods with straight arms, and then go into the drops with straight arms, and then bend your arms in the drops, and then actually what in the tests what they found was the most aerodynamic position and the one that saves you the most energy is actually bent arms on the hoods, because that brings your head and your shoulders and your torso even lower and closer to the bars. So I wanted to make this video because, like I said, it's something that I've noticed a lot of, whether I'm on a group ride or just talking to people, whatever. I'll always see people shaking their hands even 5 miles into a ride because they're so uncomfortable. I think there's this notion that riding a bike is uncomfortable, and I used to have that problem, but then I finally found my right position and actually worked on my fit and everything. So I recommend don't go right to slamming the stem. It's definitely something you should work up to, especially for the newer people. I mean, the people that have been riding for a while, you know what you're capable of and what position you can hold and whether your power is being affected and everything. But a new cyclist that's not used to riding, you might not notice if you're not putting out as much power. So hope everybody staying healthy, keep getting those miles in. Back to work tomorrow for me, so this video goes for another minute or so, so just enjoy it. Take it easy, guys. Another video coming out soon.
What in the world? Is that serious? I hope I got that on camera. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Tuck and roll!